I'm Tito Tequila and this ain't my first rodeo. Die Deutschen fragen mich, warum ich von Los Angeles nach Deutschland gezogen bin. Und ich sage, wegen das Wetter. Yeah, I live in Germany now. I was living in Los Angeles before that though. LA was a lot of fun. I had 6 different apartments all over Hollywood before I bought my house out in the San Fernando Valley. Lots of great times there. Chicago is one of my favorite places. I grew up there as a kid and then I moved back there as an adult. Heavy winters, lots of snow, strong summers, hot and humid. Really cool people there. I used to play all around the Chicago area and we used to fly out and do Omaha, Nebraska, places in Indiana. Tons of fun. One of the coolest things was I rented an apartment in the Marina Towers, 51st floor. Really strange looking building, round. They look like 2 hair curlers. The apartments were pie-shaped. It was a lot of fun living there. I lived in Clearwater, Florida for a while. That was a lot of fun. Used to play all around Florida. And the winters are great because you can even go swimming in the dead of winter. Excellent. Raleigh, North Carolina, in the South. That's where I went to high school and college, and that's where I learned how to play guitar. I started playing around town in little bands, got my feet wet, and that's where my parents live to this day. Shit, I even lived in Puerto Rico for a year, Jack. When I first got to Los Angeles, I didn't know anybody, and I wanted to get a place in Hollywood. So I went down there to the club scene. I met 4 dudes. We rented a small apartment together to save money. It was a blast. Little by little, I met people and I started playing around bands in LA, and then I got to play with some bands that were touring America and Europe. And after that, I even toured in my own bands with my own original music in America and Europe. Opened for a lot of cool bands over the years. For example, Foreigner, Nazareth, The Tubes, Cheap Trick in Chicago. That was excellent. Billy Corgan, the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, Kenny Wayne Shepherd, Billy Bob Thornton Band, Godsmack, the Reverend Horton Heat, Wednesday 13. Did a lot of studio work in LA. That was a lot of fun. I played on all kinds of albums, movie trailers, TV and radio commercials. One of the fun things that we would do is knockoffs. A knockoff is when you do a piece of music for a client that needs a famous song, for example, a Green Day song or a Van Halen song, but they can't pay for the Green Day song or the Van Halen song. So it was our job to make it sound just like it. And doing that, you learn a lot because you're playing a lot of different styles all the time. I also did a lot of jingle work in my small studio and in professional studios. A jingle is a piece of music that plays over a company logo. Yeah, Los Angeles was great. It's incredible how you can just run into people there. I was just walking down the street and along beside me stops a car, big black car. The window rolls down and it's Patrick Moraz. He's a famous keyboard player in the fusion world and in the rock world. He's known for playing in Yes and for playing in the Moody Blues. Anyway, this guy, I see his face right there, big hair, and he goes, "Hey, you play guitar?" I said, "Yeah, how'd you know?" And he goes, "I don't know, but you look cool and I'm looking for a guitar player. You want to try out?" So I did. So there we go. The following week, I'm in his house, auditioning, and bam, he put me in his band. It was great. It was a lot of fun. He even played 2 of my songs, 2 of my compositions. So that was great. A great experience. Patrick Moraz. Another guy I played with who was a lot of fun is Edgar Winter. He's known for Frankenstein, which is one of the only instrumentals to be a hit in the United States. And for a song called Free Ride and a bunch of other stuff. He's been around forever. I got a call one day from a bass player friend of mine who was on tour with him, and he says, "Hey man, he just fired the guitar player and he needs a guitar player right now, so can you come over to his place and audition?" So I said, "Okay, I'll be right there." So I'm just sitting there, me and Edgar Winter, in this little room. He's got this white hair. He's an albino, so he doesn't see too well. At one point, I was playing the guitar, and he put his face so close to the neck, I thought his nose was going to touch my hand. But anyway, that was a lot of fun playing in that band. We played at some huge stadiums. That was great. Multi-band tours. I remember we played one show, and it was Blue Oyster Cult, Foghat, and Edgar. Fantastic.